So, broadcast domains, the first thing we need to discuss is, what is a broadcast? Okay, now you get three different types of ways of sending data. Okay. You have broadcast, you have unicast, and you have something called multicast. Okay. So broadcast is where one computer sends data to all other PCs. Okay, so it's what we call a one to all. A unicast is where one computer sends data to another computer. So it's what we call a one to one communication method. And then multicast is where you have one computer sending data to other computers, but not all of them. So we call this a one to many. Okay. Now a broadcast domain basically tells you where do broadcast messages go to. So if I have a network and this network's got three computers, if computer A sends out a broadcast, that broadcast message goes to computer B and it goes to computer C. If I start adding more computers, that message will go to those computers as well. Yeah, because it goes to everywhere. Hey. Now let's say I've got a network of 1,000 computers. Okay, now I'm not going to make 1,000 computers here, but let's say we've got a network of 1,000 computers. If two PCs are sending data, let's say a broadcast, because remember broadcast goes everywhere, that broadcast goes to all 1,000 computers. Eh? Now, what happens when that broadcast is traveling? It means that no other PC can send data. Because remember, only one signal on the network. So, these two PCs are sending data. The 998 other PCs can't send data because the network is being used by sending these broadcast networks. So what you need to do as a network technician, a network administrator, anybody building a network, you need to take your big network and break it down into smaller areas. And these areas are then what we call a broadcast domain. So any broadcast messages will only go in this area. It will not go out of that little area into the other domains. This makes my big network into smaller segments. It's another word for it. We'll use this term quite a lot. A segment. Okay. So that a broadcast does not affect the entire network. Another way you can think of it is the internet. You know, there are billions of people connected to the internet at the exact same time. So if we didn't have separate broadcast domains, one person sending data to another person, which means the rest of the internet will not be able to send or receive data. Or if my laptop is sending a broadcast message, it will go to every single other device connected to the internet at that point in time. So my little broadcast message will go all the way to Bill Gates' office, or Ramaphosa's office, or Donald Trump's office, you know, to his personal cell phone or his laptop, which of course is what we don't want. Eh? So we take this massive big network and we break it down into smaller segments so that the broadcast on one side does not affect the data being transmitted on the other side. By also creating these broadcast domains, we basically mean that the access methods are now separated. So two computers can send data in this segment, while at the exact same time, another two computers can send data in this segment right next to it, because they are physically separated from one another. So they do not interfere. And we do this separation by using special devices called routers and switches, which we have discussed in a little bit in a previous section, but we'll discuss again in a bit more detail as we go out through the rest of the coming lessons.